Hello everyone, this is Jessica Schlegel, the Real Ontario Farm Reporter, and I'm here with my brand new horse. His name's Storm, but that was his name before I got him, so I'm maybe considering renaming him, but I'm not quite sure what yet. Ollie's here with me too. Hi Ollie. And I'm just going to go over with you a couple of things you should look for when you're going to be buying a horse. So one of the first things you want to be looking for is a healthy coat. So you want it to have a little bit of shine. You don't want it to be really matted looking. You don't want it to look like he's never been brushed or properly cared for, or because a bad coat sometimes means that they're on a bad diet. So you want to make sure that, as well as the hooves. So the coat and the hooves both to look very healthy. And horses with light colored hooves actually have a weaker hoof than horses with dark hooves. So that's something you need to take into consideration. So a horse with white hooves can sometimes tend to have more problems and stuff with their feet later in life. So that's something you need to kind of consider when you're buying a horse. Another thing you need to consider when buying a horse is looking at their nose and their eyes. Here, Storm. So looking at their eyes, you want to make sure they're not goopy, they're not gross. You want to make sure they're not glossy. You want them to look lively, alert. You want them to be looking at everything and wondering how everything is going on and kind of interested in you and why you're there. Another thing is teeth. If I can get his teeth here. Come here, big guy. So another thing you want to look at is teeth. You want to make sure that they're nice and straight and they don't look worn or torn or like they haven't been taken care of. You don't want them to look rotten or very discolored. You want to look for a fairly white tooth. Of course, horses can't brush their teeth, so they're not going to be incredibly white, but that's another thing you can look for. Overall temperament is another big thing. If you notice that the horse has its ears flat along its neck a lot, that usually means that it's not so happy and it's kind of a grumpy attitude horse. So unless you're a little more experienced with horses and can handle a pushy or an aggressive horse, I would consider looking at a horse that has its ears back forward and looks very alert and intent. And when you're going to go buy a horse, unless you're looking for a Green Brook horse that you don't want to be able to ride, make sure you ask the owner to give you a ride first. You want to make sure you ask for when the shots were taken and when it was dewormed, so that you know that the veterinary care is all up to date, because you don't want to be buying a horse that could get sick because it didn't get its shots done properly or in an adequate amount of time. Another thing you want to make sure you ask is the age. So how old is this horse? You don't want to be buying a horse that looks very beautiful and stuff but is 20 years old and doesn't have a lot of life left in it, unless you're looking for something along those lines. But other than that, those are a few things you can look at. I'm probably going to be writing a blog about how to choose the proper horse. So in a couple of weeks, if you want to check into realontariofarmer.wordpress.com, there will be a blog post about how to look for the perfect horse for you.